Hi friends, it's Brittany Valadez here for bravelydaily.com. All right, it's an early morning, everyone. So, please enjoy this Costco Connection shirt. For those of you guys who are Costco members, you actually will get the reference to the connection. But yes, I wanted to connect with you all today in a Costco top because it's really early and I'm tired. So today's topic is, of course, not about me. Did I just make it about me? Yeah, I think I kind of did. Anyways, actually today we are talking about Lauren Daigle. Yes, Lauren Daigle is in the news again, and it's negative. But maybe it's positive, depending on how you look at it. Let me explain. Friends, just want to let you guys know that there's construction going on all around me, literally right outside this window. So if you hear it, and you probably will, bear with me, please do. Also, if you guys like this video, and if you love me, just subscribe. I appreciate it. Hit the notification bell, which is right over there, and the subscribe button right over there. Subscribe. I love you forever if you do. And also follow me on social media. It's pretty much just Brittany Valadez everywhere. I will list all of that in the description box below. Okay, let's get started. Lauren Daigle was reportedly supposed to perform at the Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, of course, on New Year's Eve. And this is a big deal. If you're performing, you obviously are famous. If you're a Christian, you definitely have known her for like several years because she's a Christian artist. And if you're not into the Christian music, then you will know her as of 2018 or so when she came out with her music, her famous song. So you guys know there's a lot of different mandates going on with masks, no masks, shutting the city down, opening it up. Well, there are some churches that feel that when cities try to shut them down, they're actually suppressing their constitutional rights. That is an important subject. And actually, there's been some churches that have done some pushback. Like one of them will open as a strip club, and they try to follow what a strip club is because a strip club is able to be open and the churches were not. So it's some crazy video. I'll link that in the description box below. So coming from Lafayette, Louisiana, Lauren is pretty popular. There was an article that said that right after Britney Spears, Lauren Daigle was the biggest thing to come out of Southern Louisiana. So that was cool. Great, Lauren. Well, yes, supposedly she stopped and performed at this, I believe it was like a protest going on for churches that were being shut down. It was like a worship protest. People were getting together and singing worship music in the city of New Orleans. Did I say it right? New Orleans. Because I know if I say New Orleans, people from New Orleans are going to be like, come on, Brittany, do better. Anyways, we'll just say New Orleans, not for the sake of this video. So when Lauren Daigle was asked to perform at the New Year's Rockin' Eve festival, the mayor of New Orleans did not like it. Yes, it would actually bring a lot of benefit to her city because Lauren Daigle's famous. And we all know that everyone likes when famous people are on the news because it brings attention to whatever your cause thing you're selling or your city in this case. So, and in the pandemic right now, everyone needs as much business as we can get. So when she found out that Lauren Daigle was going to be performing, she said, "How rude." Yes, and she wrote a letter to the people at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve and said, "I don't like this." That's exactly what she said. Well, she said a lot of things. And she basically accused Lauren of putting people's health at risk and that she was not following the law, et cetera, et cetera. And I will also put it in the description box below so you guys can check it out and read it for yourself. I'll actually read a little bit of what she said to you guys. "I write to you today to express my urgent concerns regarding the selection of on-air talent for the 2021 New Year's Rockin' Eve celebration. Yada, 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 yada. I cannot in good conscience support the involvement of singer Lauren Daigle, who just last month participated in an unpermitted live performance which placed my residents in danger and threatened the tremendous progress New Orleans has made in combating the COVID-19 pandemic." A BLM protest. No letter. They don't pose a threat to anybody. They are socially distanced. They're all good. But Lauren Daigle is spreading COVID-19. That super spreader. On November 7th of this year, Miss Daigle joined activist Sean Foyt to headline a Let Us Worship rally and concert in the heart of our French Quarter near Jackson Square. The event was unpermitted, she let us know again, and in violation of critical public health guidelines my administration has put into place to save lives in our city. It endangered lives. Black Lives Matter protests? They don't endanger lives, but Lauren Daigle does. So, yes. She was concerned for the health of her city because Lauren Daigle apparently wasn't, according to her. So, there has been an article, I believe, by a gentleman he wrote for The Advocate, and he said that Lauren was never actually asked to perform. Okay, but it's kind of funny that I guess they were in talks, supposedly in talks to have her perform, but it was never finalized. I'm like, I don't know if I believe that, because I worked in entertainment for a while, and people try to say a lot of things to save face because they don't want it to ruin their brand or whatever. And considering the same guy said that Lauren Daigle was the biggest thing to happen to Southern Louisiana since Brittany Spears, pretty sure they asked and wanted Lauren Daigle to be the host of this event in New Orleans. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. A really famous person, probably the most famous person from that area. I mean, what do I know? But if the mayor of the city is going to take the time to write that beautiful Shakespearean sonnet to the production company, Lauren might actually, I don't know, had been asked to perform on this show. So supposedly, Lauren and her people have not commented on the matter and won't comment on the matter. And this actually reminds me of when Lauren was in a little bit of hot water a few years ago. So in 2018, Lauren was appearing on a iHeartRadio show. And this is the thing. In Hollywood, they love to go after Christians and ask them questions about homosexuality and gay marriage and all of this, but they won't ask that question to a Muslim or whatever. Irregardless, they asked this question. I don't know why you're going to ask a singer about her thoughts on that. Now, I get it. If she was a pastor or if she was a singer who was vocal about this matter, then I get where it makes sense to ask. It's like having me on your show and I talk about celebrity news and you decide to ask me, what are your thoughts on this latest car part for my truck? Like, whatever. Okay. I mean, I may have thoughts. I may say that car part looks shiny, but does it really go with the interview? No. All right. So I see that side. Okay. That's Hollywood. That is journalists. A lot of times they just want to get a story. There are some that actually care about things and want to know, and there's other ones that just want to go viral. This is one of them. So, but at the same time, of course, Lauren's people should have discussed the reality of what could happen. Maybe her Christian PR team. Because, you know, in the Christian world, that's one thing. But when you start crossing over mainstream, or when people in the mainstream industry start noticing you, they're going to pull these questions and sort of ask to kind of just, you know, get you trapped or whatever. So either her mainstream team or her Christian team should have prepared her for a question like this. This was her answer, as you guys know. I can't honestly answer on that in the sense of I have too many people that I love and they're homosexuals. I can't say one way or another. I'm not God. When people ask questions like that, I just say, read the Bible and find out for yourself. And when you find out, let me know because I'm learning too. Right. Well, Lauren, if you're a Christian, and I believe that you are, then any Christian, they will know that the Bible speaks strongly against it. There's actually 7 major verses that talk about it in both the Old and New Testament. That conversation I will leave for later videos, and I even have some on my channel where I've mentioned homosexuality as a topic in general, but I will leave that also for later videos to get more in depth in it, because it is a serious topic that everyone is talking about nowadays. And I also realize there are Christians struggling with that. Whether they are struggling with same-sex attraction themselves, or they don't know if they support or don't support it, even though the Bible talks about it. So there's so many different matters. But yes, I'm bringing this up because, again, this is the second time that Lauren has been in the news for mainstream, and she's not really addressed either topic. After that, she really didn't bring it up at all. In this case with the New Orleans thing, they're having her say no comment either. At this moment, Lauren, I hope that you realize when you take a stand for Christ, and I think she knows this, when you take a stand for Christ, the mainstream world is not always going to be your friend. Most of the time, they're not. But this is where you have to choose. Who do you serve? Who do you follow? Who do you love? Who do you answer to? Now, when this thing came out in 2018, I understood, I kind of felt sad and sorry for Lauren because I understand how the mainstream world works, and it can be nerve-wracking, and I have to constantly remind myself, even now, who I serve, who is the one who I'm going to have to face on Judgment Day. It's not everybody else, it's just God. It can be scary when we have other people now that are going to cancel us or shun us or do whatever because we don't take a specific stance. And I'm guilty of not being as strong and as vocal about my faith as I should have. So I did see that side. But I also see, like I said, at the end of the day, who do we serve? Who do we have to answer to? And the best way to do that is to respond in grace and in truth and in love. And, you know, when it comes to homosexuality, she could say, I have many friends who are practicing homosexuals or many friends who are gay, and I love them just like Jesus does. Based on my beliefs, according to what the Word of God says, the Bible speaks against it. And I love God and I love my friends, and I won't change my love for them, but I will also speak the truth to them in love. Well, that people still tried to cancel her and gone after her, of course they would have. But it would have made her a stronger person. And it kind of reminds me of the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They weren't saved from the fire, you know, from Nebuchadnezzar, because they didn't want to bow down to him. God didn't save them from the fire, but he went through it with them. Remember, King Nebuchadnezzar saw 4 people in the fire instead of 3 because God was there. And a lot of times the biggest lessons we can learn in life is when we're forced to face situations when we decide to choose to do the right thing and we're forced to walk through the fire, and God shows up big time because he says, you now have not denied me. You stuck to it, and I'm going to be here with you. I want to know, you guys, what are your thoughts on this whole Lauren Daigle situation with being removed from the New Year's performance, yada, yada, yada? Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate your subscriptions. Don't forget to follow me on social media. It's just pretty much @Brittany Valadez everywhere. And I will list that in the description box below. Until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez for BravelyDaily.com. God bless, and I'll see you later.